Whether you're a family looking for adventure, a group of friends needing some R&R, or a teacher who just broke out of jail, meaning the end of the school year, and are now needing a weekend vacation, then we have some options for you. Some are lesser known, and some you've probably heard of, but maybe never thought of it as being conquerable in a few days. Since a weekend means you don't want to lose 2 days on travel, this list will cover as much geographic ground as possible, so that everyone can find their own weekend getaway. If you live in Alaska, Hawaii, American Samoa, or Guam, you are probably used to long flights. But stay tuned to the end for a few honorable mentions. Number 1 is Waco, Texas. This town stands its ground as a fun, unique, and easy weekend getaway. Begin your visit by exploring the iconic Magnolia Market at the Silos, owned by Chip and Joanna Gaines of the HGTV show Fixer Upper. Browse through the market's unique shops, enjoy delicious food from the food trucks, and relax in the beautifully landscaped grounds. This alone could be your entire weekend, but don't stop there. For kids or crime sleuths, stop by the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame and Museum to learn about the iconic Rangers who helped capture famous outlaws like Bonnie and Clyde. When in Waco, you have to try Texas barbecue and Texas chili, both unique from the rest of the country. The barbecue uses brisket instead of pork, and the chili has no beans or tomatoes. For something quirky, stop by the Dr. Pepper Museum for a refreshing soda. For those of you who are outdoorsy, check out Cameron Park, where you can hike, bike, and kayak. And lastly, to gain a deeper understanding of Waco's history that goes beyond the new TV series, you can visit the Branch Davidian compound site, where the tragic events of the Waco siege occurred in 1993. The site now serves as a memorial, offering visitors a chance to reflect on the incident and learn about its impact on the community. Don't miss this unique weekend getaway. Number 2 takes us to the southwest town of Taos, New Mexico. Taos, just an hour and a half north of Santa Fe, offers many captivating experiences, from the quaint downtown taking you back to the Wild West to the natural wonders that long predate anything man-made. Immerse yourself in the town's vibrant art scene by exploring one of its over 70 art galleries and studios that showcase the works of local artists. For an evening of pretentiously analyzing all the art, visit one of the many cocktail bars that infuse Southwest taste on classic drinks. You can't leave without seeing the iconic Taos Pueblo, an UNESCO World Heritage Site which has been continuously inhabited for over 1,000 years. For outdoor adventures, take a thrill-seeking whitewater rafting trip down the Rio Grande, or hike through the picturesque trails of the nearby Sangre de Cristo Mountains. While rafting, look up to see the Gorge Bridge, a Taos landmark. The town also has an awesome food scene, which combines traditional Southwestern flavors fused with other cuisines. Make sure you don't leave without eating Mexican dishes like green chili stew and stacked enchiladas. Finally, unwind and rejuvenate at one of the area's many soothing hot springs, where you can soak in mineral-rich waters while admiring the tranquil natural surroundings. A weekend in Taos will definitely prove why New Mexico earned its nickname as the Land of Enchantment. It's time you head to the beach for a weekend. Number 3 takes us to San Juan, Puerto Rico. For starters, you need no passport, your phone isn't roaming, and the US dollar is its currency. San Juan is an island paradise, and just a short 2.5-hour flight from Florida. Old San Juan is a collection of colorful streets with shopping, history, nightlife, and some of the best food on the planet. The city has one of the hottest nightlife scenes, with energetic clubs, bars, and dancing. The next morning, you can rest off your night of fun by laying on the shores of the Caribbean, swimming in turquoise waters, and basking in the sun while sipping on a cocktail. Many of the beaches offer chair, umbrella, and cabana rentals with food and drink service. Speaking of food, eat your way through the city from Spanish tapas to more local staples like arroz con habichuelas, or rice and beans. Though you can find them in the store, look out for a house that has a sign for limbers, another local treat of fresh frozen juice on a stick. For something more historical, walk the Paseo de la Princesa, a promenade that will give panoramic views of the city. Head to La Fortaleza, the official residence of the governor of Puerto Rico and the oldest executive mansion in continuous use in the Americas. Then check out the old fort that you probably saw out your airplane window while landing. The impressive Castillo San Felipe del Morro, also known as El Morro, is a 16th century fort and UNESCO World Heritage Site that not only offers stunning views of the coastline, but also a long and deep history. The next San Juan is about as far from the previous San Juan as you can get. For number 4, spend a weekend in the San Juan Islands of Washington State. These islands had us at the Liquid Arts Trail. That's right, a Liquid Arts Trail. Check out all the local wineries, breweries, and cideries as you try old classics and new local creations. Cocktails are made with local fruits and botanicals such as mint, Nootka rose, and lavender from Pelindaba Lavender Farm. Forget farm to table. This is farm to cocktail. The culinary scene won't disappoint either, as restaurants are serving up the day's catch with some of the freshest seafood in the area. To enjoy the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, embark on a whale-watching excursion to witness orcas, humpback whales, and other marine life in their natural habitat. Discover the island's unique ecosystems by hiking through lush forests, kayaking in tranquil waters, or cycling along scenic coastal roads. Be sure to visit the iconic Lime Kiln State Park, known as the Whale Watch Park, where you can spot whales from the shore and learn about their fascinating behaviors. There are also plenty of art and history museums for those who want a more cultural weekend getaway. With its cute lighthouse, quaint downtowns, and rugged coastline, you can't go wrong no matter which San Juan you find yourself in. Hopping over to the Midwest for number 5 is Door County, Wisconsin. This is a hidden gem, perfect for a quick retreat from the grind of daily life. Door County has charming coastal villages such as Fish Creek, Ephraim, and Sister Bay, picturesque lighthouses, and outdoor activities like boating, fishing, and cycling. The local cuisine includes cheese, which should be obvious since it's Wisconsin. Beyond cheese, local offerings include fresh cherries, orchards, and vineyards where you can sample local wines while eating local fruits and cheeses. This weekend getaway is the perfect way to decompress with leisurely activities. Hop on a boat tour to explore the coastline, visiting islands like Washington Island or Rock Island State Park, and spot wildlife like eagles, seals, and even porpoises. If you want a bit of local history, head to the Door County Maritime Museum in Sturgeon Bay and discover exhibits on boat building, lighthouses, and the area's fishing industry. For something more centered on nature, spend a few hours at Cave Point County Park, where you can witness dramatic limestone cliffs, sea caves, and crashing waves, despite it being a lake. It's an ideal spot for hiking, picnicking, and photography. Number 6 is known for its wine, but that's not all there is in Napa, California. Start your journey by exploring the famous vineyards and wineries that dot the Napa Valley. Enjoy wine tastings and vineyard tours, where you can sample and learn about the winemaking process. Follow that up with gourmet cuisine at the region's award-winning restaurants, which offer farm-to-table dishes paired perfectly with local wines. Dive or cycle along the Silverado Trail or the scenic Highway 29 for expansive views of the rolling hills. For something other than wine, head to the Skyline Wilderness Park or Bothy Napa Valley State Park. Treat yourself to rejuvenating spa treatments and unwind in the natural hot springs of Calistoga, one of Napa's hidden gems. Another unique yet popular thing to do in Napa is fly up on a hot air balloon for breathtaking views of the entire valley. For something else back on Earth, stroll through the rolling hills for some of the nation's most iconic non-ocean sunsets. A weekend in Napa, California promises a perfect blend of indulgence, relaxation, and natural beauty. Coming in at number 7 is Montauk, New York, known as The End. It is the easternmost point on Long Island and part of the collection of towns known as the Hamptons. Famous for its lighthouse, this historic town is a mix of beautiful beaches, quaint boutique shopping, and sprawling vineyards. The most iconic thing to do is climb to the top of the Montauk Lighthouse. Built in 1792 with construction approved by George Washington, it is the fourth oldest lighthouse still in operation. The museum gives the history of the landmark, but the climb to the top is where you can get a 360-degree view of what feels like the edge of the earth. Montauk has white powdery sand, warm ocean water, and has even become a favorite spot for surfing with its big waves. Beyond the beaches, the Hamptons are dotted with vineyards and wineries, so spend time tasting locally grown and made wines while smelling the ocean air. There are also many restaurants with Michelin star chefs offering freshly caught seafood, steaks, and unique cocktails. With public transportation linking it to New York City, this easily accessible town is all you need for a long weekend getaway. Number 8 may come as a surprise, since you could easily spend a week there without seeing everything. But Boston, Massachusetts, despite being a relatively large city with a long and deep history, has a weekend worth of activities for those looking to do something other than learn about the Revolutionary War and the Boston Tea Party. Despite being large, its geography is small and has a public transportation system that rivals New York and DC. If you've already done Boston for its main offerings, then consider a weekend doing more unique things, like strolling through the Boston Gardens. Be sure to check out the Make Way for Duckling statue, as this was the setting for the famous children's book. Get to a baseball game at Fenway Park. Don't bother if they are playing the Yankees, because you won't get tickets. But any other weekend, it's worth experiencing a game at the famous ballpark, with its green monster and infamous local baseball fans. Trinity Church is a historic church next to modern skyscrapers and offers great photo ops. While your main trip to Boston may include the Museum of Fine Arts, for a shorter weekend, check out the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. If your name is Isabella, you get a lifetime of free admission. Faneuil Hall or Quincy Market is on everyone's must-do list in Boston, but it's a great way to grab a bite to eat and watch street performances. It's a long strip of eateries where you can try Boston clam chowder or an original Boston cream pie. At night, get tickets to one of the many theaters, operas, and symphony halls. During the summer, there are several free outdoor performances. While a weekend isn't enough time to really see all Boston has to offer, it is enough time for those who just want to enjoy a weekend getaway in a more urban environment. For another urban escape, head down south to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is the bachelorette capital of the world, and its party scene, live music, Southern fare, and bars on Broadway make it a great weekend for people who just want to have fun. Broadway is nothing like New York's famed Theater Row. No. This Broadway is a strip of bars and restaurants with non-stop live music from the time they open in the morning until they close in the wee hours of morning. Some of the most famous country artists in the world were once performing in the small bars downtown. Be sure to eat barbecue, chicken and waffles, and grits in the morning to really capture the spirit of the South. For something unique, hop on a pedal tavern. You hop on a trolley, power it by pedaling, and power yourself by drinking. Of course, the locals will tell you that there is so much history, arts, and culture beyond Broadway, but that is better saved for when you have more time. For a quick weekend, Nashville does not disappoint. Number 10 is Durango, Colorado. Forget skiing. This town has plenty to do in the summer and fall that center on Colorado's natural beauty. Like many outdoorsy vacations, you can hike, rent mountain bikes, go whitewater rafting in the Animas River, or kayak. The downtown has plenty of museums, galleries, restaurants, theaters, and outdoor festivals. In fall, drive through the San Juan National Forest and watch the kaleidoscope of colors as the leaves change. For a more leisurely experience, take a scenic ride on the historic Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, which winds its way through the mountains and offers a glimpse into the region's mining history. Dive into the Native American history of the region with a trip to the nearby Mesa Verde National Park and look at the cave dwellings, which is incredibly unique. Eat mountain pizza at one of the many farm-to-table restaurants and craft breweries. Durango is perfect for something fun to do for a long weekend. Sorry to Alaska and Hawaii, because unless you already live there, it's hard for the lower 48 to get there for just a weekend. But if you were up there or out there, then check out Ketchikan, Alaska for a quaint waterfront town experience. In Hawaii, head to the Na Pali coast for breathtaking views of an already breathtaking state.